Hi guys, it's Ray. We are going to do a couple of fire tumblers today. So I have 45-ish mLs of epoxy mixed. This epoxy is very thick. It is a little chilly today, but it'll be fine for this application. And this is a regular slow curing epoxy, whatever your preferred standard epoxy is. You don't want to use a fast set for this because you put too much heat to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get these pretty evenly coated between the two. It's a bit of a heavy coat, but that's because it needs to have some flow. So and these are going to be Peekaboos, so the base layer here doesn't have to be like perfect. They're going to be smoke effect Peekaboos. These are to donate to the fire department's Fire Prevention Week. So I believe we did this exact same set of tumblers last year. So it's just kind of a refresher, updated version. And as I recall from last year, the decal work on these was an absolute nightmare. So yay, really looking forward to that. Okay, so I started out double gloved just to make it easier. I am going to go ahead and I just got epoxy all over my clean glove. I'm going to go ahead and torch these real quick just to start the bubble release process and to loosen up the epoxy. And I need to get that little fleck out of there. A dried bit of epoxy. So I'm going to torch it right now, but then I'm going to switch to my heat gun after this. So what I have is a whole mess of red, orange, and yellow alcohol inks. It doesn't matter which ones, whatever red, orange, yellow you have. I do like to add the Ember from Tim Holtz. That is one of my key ones. And I like to use a little bit of Dijon for a little bit of like dirty brown smoke. And I have a brown out just in case I decide I need a little bit of a darker color, but I don't always use darker, especially on the Peekaboo ones where you don't see as much of it and you kind of want it to come out brighter. So I'm just going to start dripping my inks if I can get them opened. And no, they're not going to be the same. Both of them are going to look completely different. I think this red is pretty much empty, so. Okay. This is that Ember. Kind of a beautiful ruddy orange. It's actually pretty similar to that first red I used. And that one red had a little bit of debris in it, but it's fine. I like to, for my fire tumblers, have basically no white showing before I put heat to it. It's just the way I've always done them. It's my preference. It's a little bit lighter in orange. I'm almost out of this yellow also. So I'm basically going to fill the rest of the white spots with this yellow. Okay. And then I'm going to grab that Dijon and just put like 2, maybe 3 drops on each tumbler. And then I'm going to come in with the heat. I'm going to do a fairly low heat with a high fan. And it's kind of difficult to tilt this double turner, but you're going to see me attempt to tilt it a bit, maybe. So I see a little bit more white on the bottom here than I would like. So I'm going to try and cover that first. And you will probably see some cells, some lacing, things open up here. It's fine. High fan, medium heat. Okay, so that's all I'm going to give it. I'm just going to let them dry and do their thing. I can kind of hand select where the decals are going to go when I get to that point. I do have some little craters opened up. I do want to pick out a little bit of that. So I am going to just blot my finger over any big open spaces. I'm not worried about the lacing. That's fine. It's just any white spots or big voids. Because if this layer dries smooth, I can go right on top of this layer. So, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to put a top coat on first. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these so far. For the fact that it's been a minute. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry, and I will come back when I'm ready to put the decals on for the Peekaboo layer. Okay, so my decals are all ready to go on these. This was absolute torture. I promised myself last year that I was not going to do this design again, and here we are. These are a nightmare to cut, to weed. So, they're done, and the best part is I get to peel the rest of it back off the cup in a couple minutes. I love the result, but I absolutely hate this decal. So, I've got my transfer tape. I'm using Oracal 651 because I couldn't find any 631. So, but I think it'll come off just fine. I'm not actually that worried about it, so. And I say that because it didn't really want to stick to the, I kind of want to make sure this is like the side on this one. It didn't really want to stick to its own backing to begin with. It was giving me a hard time, so. I mean, super clean and easy. So remember, this is just a mask. All of this will be coming back off after it gets spray painted and the smoke effect done. No. No. I need about 7 more hands right now. Yep, here we go. I am not weeding this entire decal again. I'm okay. I am okay. Don't know what this little piece came from. long as it's not the eye, it really doesn't matter. This person's going to want their head back. So we'll peel that up and set it aside. And I can already tell you, these are going to be hard to get back off of here when I'm done. This I'm not worried about because I do have an extra one cut if I can't use this piece. So I can just weed him out of the extra one. Now this guy's got his legs crossed. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to peel this whole one off too. This one's good. This entire side got a little janky. I'm stressed out, can you tell? It's not going to matter on any of this if it's not perfect. The firefighter itself looks good. The whole thing might be a little bit crooked, but that's because of this fold and it's kind of tilted more that way. So I'm going to flip them over. We're going to do the other side. My little replacement people ready. There. So I'm going to get these back on their arms. I don't know why I didn't take the arms off the turner to begin with. I'm going to get their arms back on them. I'm going to take them outside and spray paint them white before it gets totally dark out here. Okay, so it is time to finally do the smoke effect on these tumblers, which have been pretty much a nightmare. I'm really hoping the vinyl comes back off of them. But I have my candle lit. I have a little piece of aluminum foil. Because we say aluminum, we don't say like cool aluminium here. But I already did the first cup. I already smoked this one. But yeah, these were a pain. I put 3 coats of spray paint on them last night, and the color kept bleeding through. I still have some yellow bleed through. And I ran out of spray paint, and went to Walmart today and picked up a fresh can, so that's where we're at. But you're just gonna put this in the flame and you'll see it smoking, hopefully. And just hold the cup over the smoke. I'm going to go see if I need to seal these or not, and then start removing the vinyl if it's time for that. Okay, so this one is weeded finally. This was an absolute freaking nightmare. Just really, really not happy. I've done peekaboos with permanent vinyl before. I don't know what the issue was here, but I really, really wish I'd used any other vinyl on my shelf, honestly, at this point. This took me freaking hours. So I'm going to get this one out and spray seal it before epoxy. But I was leaving like fingerprints. Yeah. So this one I took out and spray sealed before weeding. And I did start a little bit of weeding because this one's also going to take me hours. Yep, and I just gouged that because I'm holding my tool wrong. But yeah, it's a painstaking process. Vinyl doesn't like to be sealed like this, so it does start to fall apart sometimes and come off in little tiny pieces. So this is going to be an hours long process. Also, so typically I would record some of this. It also, when I spray sealed it, brought some more of the yellowing through. But we're just going to go with it because, like, time's up. I mean, time's actually past up at this point. I actually skipped a meeting tonight to keep working on this. So, and I'm probably actually going to bring my cup and my tool to work with me to finish it up on my lunch and breaks because I don't have time to finish it before I go to work. But and this one crackled under the spray. I don't know. I'm kind of beside myself with these today. Well, all week. So that is it. I'm going to get out of here because I can't do this standing up and I can't do this without having something mindless running in the background. So I've been watching some of my favorite YouTubers that I haven't had time to watch lately. So that is it. I will come back when this one's done, when I've cleaned up the insides of the tumblers, because that I need to do also. And when I'm ready to get epoxy on these. Okay, so I'm ready to get these finished up. I did already coat this one. The second one was an absolute nightmare to weed as well. So I actually just finished it a little while ago. I did get about half of it done on lunch last night and break, but I couldn't get to all of it. So, and I did have to touch this up with some ink, so I'm hoping that it does not run. But I'm a little nervous. And these do both have a little bit of a fat lip from that first coat. I didn't level it properly. I'm getting so used to working with the turbo that you don't have to worry about that switching back to a regular epoxy, I just kind of forgot. So, but it's alright. These are 25-ounce sublimatable duos that I sanded and then spray painted white before I used. I don't think I mentioned that. So they have like the sippy top and the regular lid, which is why they like these ones for giveaways for kids. not little kids, like the high schoolers is what these are for. So okay, so we're gonna call these done enough for you guys. Let you see the other one, because I'm tired of looking at them, quite frankly. I mean, they're not terrible by any means. Let's see if I can tilt up so you can see the bottom. The bottoms just have the smoke, and there's some of that yellow still bleeding through the white, but I'm not worried about it. It's not the epoxy or anything yellowing, it's the yellow ink underneath. Must have just been like super bright or something. But that is it. I am done with these. Thank you for watching. I'll try and find the link to last year's video too. Last year's I did a little bit different. I actually put more black in because I had to go back and watch to see if I needed to seal the smoke on. So last year's are a little bit different, and they definitely went a whole lot smoother than these ones, but it's all good. It's for a good cause. So in the end, it was worth it. If I did a little complaining, I apologize, but sometimes things just don't go perfect. So that is it, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.